So welcome everybody to Drunk Tarot. I am the Wizard, and tonight we have R2. So R2, tell us a little bit about yourself. How exactly is your shit fucked right now?
Oh, super fucked. I'm a tattoo artist and haven't been able to work from my shop in like a month or so, and it's probably a month and a half until I get to go back to work again. So...
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I got good company, good food, and video games, and an internet connection, so it's not all bad.
But how are you staying afloat, like, money-wise right now while, like, everybody is, like, quarantined and shit?
Not sure entirely. Like, I've had the support of some of my friends and loved ones that know the scenario I'm in, and it's hard for independent contractors to get like unemployment or state help and stuff. So I've had people help out when I've needed it, and also my roommate is still able to work, so she'll help out with food. I'll help out with cooking it, and yeah, it's like a communal coming together to make sure we're all taken care of.
Oh, awesome. So it sounds like the situation's not entirely hopeless.
No, it's just uncertain, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, and I think if there's anything that we have learned through all of this mess, I would have to say that a society is only as strong as its most vulnerable members in a situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's raise a glass to at least having a roof over our head and not having to eat out of the trash right now.
Yeah. Cheers.
So, cheers. So what you got there? What you drinking tonight?
Vodka and Mountain Dew.
Oh, hell nice. That has
settle on anything else.
That has bad decisions and shitty house parties from the early 2000s written all over it.
I wanted to throw back to the good old days.
See, tonight I have... What am I drinking? So I have a raspberry mead.
Oh, nice.
Which, yeah, not finishing all of that because today is Thursday, so it is Thor's Day. So some of that is going to Thor tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
And then fucking bourbon.
Nice. There we go.
So by the time this is over, I am going to need a new liver.
I think a lot of us are.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what's your story? Where'd you come from? Like, do you believe in ghosts? That kind of shit.
Oh, I totally believe in ghosts. I'm originally from Sacramento, moved to Utah when I was 9, lived there for 25 years, and just recently moved back to California. I've always been an artist and a musician. Been playing guitar for 23 years. I've been a tattoo artist for 14 years. Was kind of in the circus for 5. And now I'm living like the beach sailing, surfing life.
Dude, that is fucking awesome. So you said you were in the circus? What were you doing in the circus?
I did aerial silks. I was Utah's first and only sear wheel instructor. I taught at the Flying Trapeze School that used to be at Pioneer Park. And yeah, hand-to-hand acrobatics, contortion, a little bit of juggling, and stilting, stilt performer.
Damn. And yet somehow right now you're up in the air as to how you're going to make some money.
Yep. You can't get too many people close together.
Well, there's got to be some way, or
there's got to be.
Let's consult our first card here.
Let's.
Okay. Okay. What have I slapped on my head?
Looks like the 3 of Swords, or is it the 4 of Swords?
I was going to say, is it a heart or is it a dude in a coffin?
Dude in a coffin.
So dude, you just got to ride this one out. So anything that my gut is telling me that you're the kind of person that you got to do something that you're actually passionate about. If you just take whatever bullshit job comes along just to try to make a few extra dollars, and if you get caught up in that just 9 to 5 bullshit grind, man, that's gonna eat your soul alive. That's gonna be that's gonna be worse than being broke.
Absolutely, 100%.
So 4 of Swords typically means like a period of just rest, reflection, and yeah, it's that's where you're at right now. Things are going to be a little bit tough for a while, but right now is a great time for introspection, and now should be a time in which you're talking to some of your old contacts. Start making some plans or whatnot. It's right now. Nobody can do anything because we're all fucking quarantined.
Yeah.
But once this shit is over, you gotta get the old crew together, and you need to do something fucking monumental.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head with that one, and that's kind of what's been lurking in my mind. Like when I have more positivity and forward looking, and I have been reaching out to old contacts, ones that have connections and projects and things like that, to just like let's set the groundwork and then skyrocket forward.
Well, hell yeah, man. That's exactly where you need to be. It's like, and I'll tell you, it's like once this shit is over with, I think there's going to be some pretty epic shit that's going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, summer parties are going to be insane.
Yep.
I guess that's if we actually get a summer. I don't know. Like, okay. Gonna ask the cards myself. How long is this coronavirus bullshit gonna last? Let's see what it's telling us here. And what do I got?
It's an upside down dude in a green tunic, red tights, I think holding 2 swords, but there are like 3 more. I think there are 5. It's hard to, yeah, 5 of swords, upside down.
Is it 5 of swords?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the V on the top of it.
Okay. Yeah, 5 of swords upside down. It means we better brace ourselves for some bullshit.
Okay.
So 5 of swords right side up usually is okay. Well, now is the time to be prepared. To get yourself prepared, and but if it's upside down, then it means dude, like you guys aren't fucking prepared for.
Yep.
So
that's
we got to brace ourselves for some bullshit, and I don't. Okay, maybe I'm asking the wrong question when I ask how long is coronavirus going to last. But I guess are we going to return to any kind of are we going to return to any kind of normal soon? So let's see here. All right. What do we got?
A little bit of glare. Let's see, I think 8 of Cups inverted.
Okay, that is awesome. 8 of Cups right side up. That would mean shit's really fucked. 8 of Cups right side up is usually like, dude, just this shit's broken. You just got to move on. But if it's upside down, that means there's hope that shit's going to get turned around. So coronavirus is probably still going to be there, but for a while, and my gut says it's probably going to be around until we find some sort of a vaccine, whatnot for it.
Yeah.
But I think personally, what I think is going to happen is I think it's eventually going to get to the point where people are going to be like, you know what? Yeah, it's like we've spent enough time in quarantine trying to like hide this one out, but life's got to go on at some point.
Yeah.
People got to make money, and as much as we're doing all we can to stay physically healthy without social interaction, without communication, without physical touch, we all die on the inside. So
yeah, absolutely. The fact that I've met people And normally it's like a handshake or a hug, and it's like, sorry, like, I love you, but I'll just be over here. You know, I understand the safety of it, but it sucks.
So, and I admit I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
It's like, you meet me, there's a good chance that I'm going to be going to try to pop your back, you know, within 5 seconds of meeting you. But
well, I look forward to it. Whenever they let me fly back to Utah, we'll see.
So when this shit's over, everybody's getting a hug. Everybody's getting their back cracked.
Yes.
So tell us a little more about yourself. When's your birthday?
September 24th, 1983.
September.
You're 24th.
You're a cusper. You're like right there on that's that Virgo Leo cusp.
Virgo Libra.
Virgo Libra, yeah.
Libra.
Yeah, Virgo Libra, that's what
Yeah. And I share the birthday with Jim Henson. He and I are both September 24th, and that's one of my favorite things.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So that was actually like one of my dream jobs growing up, was to one day like work in the Jim Henson Creature Shop.
Oh, yeah. They're incredible. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've watched all of his movies, read all the behind the scenes books, and holy crap, Age of Resistance. I think I've seen that 4 times all the way through.
Oh,
Came out. No.
Oh, that Age of Resistance just made my heart happy. Like those of us who grew up on things like, Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and they did that, and they did it fucking right.
Yeah.
Maybe, a little bit of CGI in there, but not a whole lot. But
mm-hmm. And how cool was that episode with the Heretic when there's a puppet show in a puppet show? Like, how do you pull that off? Complete wizardry. Yeah. That's how.
Okay. All right. So Jeff is getting a little tipsy. He is, kind of, not putting dates together right off the bat as far as like, the zodiac shit and whatnot. But okay. Yeah. So Virgo Libra cusp.
Uh-huh.
So basically, you hold yourself to impossible standards. You constantly beat the crap out of yourself, and you are a relentless people pleaser.
Well, nailed that one. My girlfriend's sitting over here just trying to stifle her laughter. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I am gonna ask like a very pointed, very difficult question for you right now. During this period of downtime, what are you doing for yourself?
I've been doing a whole lot of painting. And drawing on paper, which I haven't done for myself in a very long time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because I reverted to a lot of digital painting and only doing it for clients. But this has been a time of a lot of self-reflection. And then, like, I've been doing a lot of self-portraits. And, like, they've got background stuff to them, but I'm spending a lot of time with that. And then I also crafted a new adventure outfit to dress up as, because if we're in the apocalypse, I might as well look super cool when I go out on walks. So I'm taking walks dressed like some kind of weird hero.
Yeah, I somehow thought the apocalypse would involve a lot more like armor made out of old tires and license plates.
Yep.
No, and less sweatpants.
Right? Oh, and 3 trips to the fridge in an hour.
But dude, right now, just create.
Yeah.
For no reason other than just to create. Just create as much as you can. Paint, sing, play, whatever you can create it just for the sake of just fucking creating right now. Mm-hmm. That's going to be what's going to keep you sane and get you through this.
Yeah, when I stop is when I start to go crazy. So, yeah, so that's, yeah. You hit that right on the head for what I need to keep reminding myself to keep doing.
Okay. Now this is where I get really weird.
I'm ready.
Dude, I am tapping into like there is this sadness about you. So this is this is kind of like the okay, dude. Yeah, I'm probably like tapping into shit that you maybe don't like talking about because I mean even though a lot of what you do is about getting people's attention, but a lot of that is to try to make other people feel good about themselves and to try to give people a good show. And so when it comes to yourself, especially talking about like shit from the past or whatnot, or like stuff that's beneath the surface, you got anybody that you're like letting that shit out to?
Like all the deep stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a therapist that I've been seeing for about 3 years now. And she does kind of like a shamanic deep healing, like soul retrievals, stuff like that, shadow work, light work. And I see her at least once a month. And especially through, this whole thing going on now, like we've kind of upped that. And I've been keeping a journal just as long, especially with the work that she's bringing out. And it's been super helpful. And then also, like, I've talked with friends, I've talked with my partner. Like, I'm usually really good about if the sadness, like, gets too much, like, I need an outlet and it has to come out and I need you to listen to me, please.
Nice. So you do. So you are surrounding yourself with people that will respect that. People that you can be like, hey, guys, like, I need a little bit of emotional space right now. It's like here's what I'm going through. Here's what I need. Yeah.
I do the best I can. But sometimes it feels too heavy to let out and too sad to let out. But then it just takes a little time to let out.
Yeah. I'm pulling out another card here to give me a little more insight as to what's going on right now. Okay.
What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of staves inverted.
Okay.
If that's the card.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've still got your guard way too far up. So right now is part of what you're going to be doing. A lot of the art that you're going to be creating right now. Like I said, well, A, you got to create it just for the sake of creating it. But B, you got to be able to take all the walls down and all of that nasty bullshit, all of that shit from the past and whatnot, pour that into your art and what you're creating. Like, you are going to create some amazing shit. And the important part about, being able to create like what's going to be like your magnum opus out of this mess or whatnot is, like I said, you got to be doing this for no other reason than just to create and to get all of your demons out onto the canvas or into a song, or
because I have to.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
It's like, because you are compelled. Okay. Like, and I can tell there's some questions stirring around in your mind there. So tell me what you're thinking, bro.
What comes next? Like, what do I have to expect once we go back to, like, quote unquote normal, or the fact that I can, like, get back out in the world? Like, I know I'm going to see it entirely different than I do now, which is already, in my opinion, very different than other people see the world. But, like, what should I be wary of coming out of this situation?
Okay. What should he be wary of coming out of this?
Let's see. It looks like we have an inverted 6 of staves.
Inverted 6?
Or is that a 4? 6?
It's 6.
Yeah, okay.
So inverted. So if it's you're asking what do I need to be wary of, Well, Six of Staves, right side up, is like, kind of like a glorious conclusion or like a celebrated arrival at the end of the journey. If it's upside down, it's a warning about like having to crawl back across a bridge that you might have burned. Yeah, and that's where the warning is. So if we're trying to go back to what was perceived as just normal, and try to go back to the way that life was before, because the name of the game here is transform or lose.
Mm-hmm.
If at the end of this you are not completely transformed, you are not a completely different person that you were beforehand, and you try crawling back to whatever it was that existed beforehand, however life looked before that, you're going to lose.
So more like embracing the transformative change now instead of looking at settling back into normalcy.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and it's a painful process, but
yeah, it all is.
So I was at this awesome full moon ceremony the other night, and one of the big kind of aha moments that came out of that was somebody said, you got to sit with the pain right now. You got to feel the pain. You got to let that pain hurt until it completely transforms you.
Yeah, there's a very similar thing that I got from my healer in our last session. Yeah, it's like you need to feel it, like the good and the bad. You need to feel it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we are all in this shit together.
Yep.
Except for maybe celebrities complaining about being quarantined in their like multi-million-dollar houses and whatnot, like Crimea River, but for those of us down here in the
oh wait, what?
Say, for those of us down here in the shit, we're in this together.
Yeah. I was going to say, but at least we have Patrick Stewart reading us Shakespearean sonnets one a day since quarantine.
Oh, that man is a treasure.
Yep.
So, say, please, coronavirus, do not take Patrick Stewart. You can take me instead, but don't take Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting into the bourbon now.
There we go.
Well, if we're going to do this, we got to do this right?
Indeed.
Which reminds me, would you like me to make?
Yes, please. Refill. I love you. Thanks.
Okay. Is that what is that I'm seeing in the background there? Is that like a tier?
Yep. The Lay of Thrym.
Oh hell yeah.
With In Flames VIP pass.
Oh. I am. Well, I think this is one of the things that we've learned kind of going to this whole quarantine thing. Like, go to as many fucking concerts as you can while you can.
While you can. Yeah.
Because both, in this past year, Tear and In Flames have come through, and I've missed them both.
Oh, damn. I was actually at the In Flames show in Salt Lake when they came through.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Fuck. We might have actually gotten a chance to meet in person.
Yep. But my favorite, though, was last fall. I got to go see him in Sweden at their Borgholm Brinner Festival in that castle off an island.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Adventure.
Sir, it sounds you are an interesting person who has led an interesting life.
Indeed, I have.
And one day, I hope we can actually share a bottle of scotch in person.
I'd love that. I'll definitely let you know next time I make it to Utah, which until Corona, it used to be like 1 week a month. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, or if I don't know. I think next time that I would make it out to California, that's if it winds up happening at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like if like if Wasteland is happening this year, I'm going to be there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if it happens, well, yeah, one way or the other, we'll figure it out, and we'll find us a nice, fine whiskey.
So, well, I'm kind of under the impression if by the time that September rolls around, if Wasteland isn't happening, it's going to be because we're living in fucking Wasteland at that point.
Yep. Well, if we need to craft armor, I do know, kind of amateur, know my way around a blacksmith shop.
Oh, hell yeah. You say, well, I mean, the background. I'm sitting out in the shop right now. The joke is that
a tradesmith yourself.
Yeah. So the joke is that we can make absolutely anything here except money.
Yep.
All right. So what other burning questions are searing through your brain meats?
Let's see. Burning questions. I guess just looking around my room, like, how do I find the motivation to keep up with the mundane that really doesn't matter right now because nothing is happening and nothing's changing? Such as like folding my laundry or putting that away, or like I've been putting off cleaning my closet for 5 months.
What do we got here?
The star.
The star? Fuck the laundry.
Awesome.
So you know what the star basically says? The star is like, dude, you got a higher purpose that you need to be focusing on right now. So as far as like trying to find the motivation, like, yeah, I mean, there's basic shit that, well, you know, some days it's, well, as Emo Phillips once said, you know, some days it's just not worth trying to chew through the leather straps. But but really, it's, I think if you can like find your purpose and stick to it, you know what it is that you need to be doing right now. And all of like the little mundane things or whatnot, it's you're gonna find that those things are falling into place, because if you're laser focused on your purpose right now, and that comes first, then you're going to have the energy and the motivation to be able to take care of the shit that you know you need to be taking care of on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, that resonates well.
So, but right now it's like we're getting down in the dumps. We're starting to feel a little hopeless. We're starting to feel a little trapped. And once you get down in that trap, that's when you're going to lose your motivation. That's when laundry's going to pile up. You know, that's when you're going to be sitting around and nothing but, you know, your crusty tidy whities and just being like, man, life sucks. But you know your purpose, to stick to it, and you're going to find that you've got the energy to get done the shit that you know that needs to get done on the side, that mundane bullshit.
Yeah. It also reminds me of a time that I was more focused, laser focused, and did have the energy for all those things. Like, just, hell yeah, I'm going to wake up at 8, make my bed. Oh, breakfast? Does anyone else want some? Cool. Off to work I go, and then I'll go to the gym, go to a class, come home, and be like, all right, video games with all my friends. All right, go to sleep right away, and then wake up, and it's just, like, on fire. But then, you know, as soon as I get more and more distracted from that focus, I find the more that I don't have the energy or motivation to carry on with the smaller things, because I'm ignoring the big thing.
It's just your little fire is going out, and we got to find a way to keep that shit kindled. So don't let your fire burn out right now.
I don't think I can, but sometimes it gets pretty weak.
Well, then throw some more sticks on that shit and keep that flame going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Yeah. Once again, reiterate, just create, just for the sake of creating. And anything that you've been burying that you haven't dealt with yet, throw that into the shit that you're creating. Like, now is that transformative period. Now's the time to face and fight and conquer those inner demons and come out of this transformed, a new man, like fucking Super Saiyan mode after this.
I actually recently just got some of that like yellow hair gels so I could like just go Super Saiyan. I felt like it.
But
just
no,
I get it. Yeah.
Just kind of like the wavelength that I'm feeling off of you.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's going to be something there's going to be something that you're going to wind up doing to your appearance once this is all over in order to be able to like make more of a statement and say, "Here I am, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
It's like, is it going to be like a bright yellow mohawk, or what are we looking at?
No, the mohawk color will probably stay the same, but the next thing I'm looking at doing is a branding across my cheek.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's like just a little, like it started as a contour line, like in some sketches, but then characters more and more have started having it. And it's like one that I just want to be like a barely noticeable, like when the hair grows out, you might see like, what is that shape? But yeah.
So random question for you. Do you have like an online portfolio of, because you said you're a tattoo artist, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have like a link to like an online portfolio or anything like that?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. It's at Wasabi Jetpack.
So at Wasabi Jetpack, everybody. So,
Two of my favorite things.
Oh, like real wasabi.
Oh yeah, like the real stuff that looks more like a relish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that, or I have to say, probably like one of the most bomb things in the world that I've ever experienced, that I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as bomb as it is. Have you ever had wasabi mashed potatoes?
Yes, I have. And they're incredible. Yes,
right? Like, how can anything be this stupidly good?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or...
Was that at a restaurant in Utah?
No, where was it? It was one of the... I tried one of those like dinner in a box delivery service things for a while because well, right now I'm actually getting a lot better about like cooking my own meals and whatnot since we've got fuck all to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, this is something that I admit that I've got a bad habit of. Like, when life was normal, going to the office, just, turning and burning, just grinding all day long or whatnot, constantly eating on the run, like always like eating out, eating shit food and whatnot. So like,
yeah,
I should try one of these meal delivery service things because I am spending way too much money eating out and whatnot. So, and I remember like one of the things that they had in there was like a setup for wasabi mashed potatoes. And it was like, holy shit. This is one of the most amazing things I've experienced in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Say that, or I think you can still get them at Costco every now and again, like in the huge tubs. They got like the wasabi soy sauce almonds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love those. Like the Blue Diamond brand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'll eat those by the pound in the city.
And then one of the most amazing things in the world that sadly, as far as I can tell now, has been discontinued and will never grace our presence again was wasabi Funyuns.
My man, I have raised hell about that. Like, I've tried to find them online in other countries. Like, they're gone. They're gone forever.
So, yeah, two random simple pleasures. Although I found, like, the Lipton green apple green tea, they actually still sell that, like, in some places in the deep south. But, yeah, that's the only place that you can find that anymore is, like, the deep south, like Alabama and whatnot. Because, they love them, they love their sweet tea. But yeah, the wasabi Funyuns, though, they appear to
Yeah.
have like just disappeared into the ether, and I am very much sad about that. So
Oh,
yeah,
me too.
like whoever it is that manufactures like what Funyuns or whatnot, if you're one of the 12 people that actually like subscribe to my channel, bring those motherfuckers back. There's at least 2 of us here that would be
Seriously.
through the roof if you brought back those wasabi Funyuns.
Yeah, people, when I tell them about them, they're like, I've never heard of them. That sounds amazing. But now they've got the flaming hot Funyuns. And it's like, no, who's buying those? They're Cheetos. Like, give me my wasabi Funyuns.
Right? Okay. So, yeah, you got a lot of like awesome projects ahead of you here.
It seems so.
And like the kind of like the vibe that I'm feeling right now. And well, a lot of what I do, I just kind of like go with what my gut tells me about things.
Yeah, as
So
you should.
yeah, because well, what I tell people is like there's really kind of like 3 different levels of thinking that you can go with. We all know somebody who just flies with whatever their heart tells them. You know, whatever kind of like emotional bug crawls up their ass, that's what they choose to act on.
Yeah.
And they usually don't have a very easy life. Because if we're going entirely by our heart, if we're going entirely by what our emotions are telling us, that, well, our hearts are stupid. So, but then there's, the more intellectual, like the more rational. There's the, well, we have to have empirical data and there's a scientific method and, we can, it's like we have to make a rational decision about anything here. But the thing, ultimately, you can debate, you can rationalize just about any position.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into that, like, logical, rational mindset, everything is still 50-50. But if you listen to your gut is almost never wrong. So, and anytime
something I really like to do with a simple, and it always keeps you accountable if there's someone there that that will help you. But it's like a coin toss. Like if you're you
like
assign heads or tails to what you want or what you think you want, like call out the answer. Like it has to be instant. Your heart tells you, because if it lands with the wrong one, you know immediately that the right one was the other side of that coin. And it's like I guess just a 2-point check, but one of those, like, in the moment that coin flips, what's your gut telling you? What's your heart telling you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you hit on 2 important things there. Like, well, first, you made an unforgivable curse in the minds of most people. Accountability. No. Be gone, foul demon of accountability. But I mean, really, that, once again, like talking about how we're all in this shit together, we're all having to go through this transformative process. Part of, like, well, I think you need to take like 3 shots of vodka in a row to get caught up with me right now.
I'm not so sure about that. But
Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. We were talking about some shit about accountability.
Yep.
And, yeah. And like how for most people that's an unforgivable curse, because how dare you like tell me that I need to own up to my own bullshit if I'm gonna be able to actually transform and come out of this Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it is. We are all gonna have to own our own bullshit if we're gonna come out of this transformed. And be our better selves, or
With all hope.
yeah, with all hope or whatnot. Well, not our better selves. It's a completely different self. It's the whole point. The whole point of this is to beat us over the head with a fucking hammer and tell us humanity as a whole has to change.
Mm-hmm.
And the big lesson for humanity as a whole to learn about this is, like I said earlier, like a society is only as strong as its most vulnerable member. Like, we got to watch out for each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to it. And if we don't, it's like, and we're seeing like how like society is falling apart right now. It's like, and we know this isn't the only like huge pandemic level bullshit that's going to be thrown at us.
Yeah, it's been happening forever.
So, yeah, but well, do you have? This is one of those like, okay, I don't know how much faith in humanity I have in particular, because like I am jaded as fuck, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that humanity as a whole is going to be able to change after this, or do you think it's just going to be like everybody going to their same toxic bullshit and whatnot afterwards?
In my opinion, it's a select few that are going to be able to like change for the better and keep up with this momentum that we've been building. A lot of them are just going to walk right back into Starbucks, keep their head down at their phone, and carry a briefcase. But I hope that the fact that, you know, you're getting to work from home for a lot of people. Some of you have to go out, but like families are getting closer together. They're spending more time creating new activities that they haven't had in the last, you know, long while, or whatever, you know, work looks like, home life, school life, children, families, people without children, people with only pets. They're getting to spend more time with their pets. My cat is driving me insane when I used to love him. I mean, it's going to change a lot of us. Those of us that are open and willing to see that we have already changed, and we shouldn't be moving backwards. We need to be looking forward. And like, you don't have to have a huge office building. We can all do the same work.
Yeah.
Like sitting here at home. You don't have to drive this way. You can brew your own coffee at home. I mean, sure, markets and stores, they'll still sell us our goods, but make time for the little things, because we've got nothing but time on our hands to figure out how to live a different life. And I really hope that most of us kind of shift for the better and brighter of like a community feeling instead of, well, shit, I got to go back to work now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess that's my big hope out of all of this, is that in the end, like when everybody walks out of this and, well, and we are starting to see this. Like, I was sadly like reading a story the other day about like a dude who, like, he cracked. Well, the term that I use for this is he was murdered by grief because of the loneliness, the isolation. And this is somebody who, like, before this all happened, he was already lonely and feeling isolated. And I think that's, you know, one of the important lessons for us to learn about this is like, yeah, before this all happened, it's like we got so comfortable in our bullshit routines. Like, wake up, you know, go to work, come home, like whatever bullshit media that I'm turning on, and then pass out and do it all over again. But the important thing that I hope that we all get out of this is learning the importance of community.
Community, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's one of the most important things, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've seen happening is like people who were friends or acquaintances or old friends or whatnot, like they're becoming more community mindset just through communication. And I'm only viewing this through social media because most of my friend base is all back in Salt Lake still, or in there around areas. But yeah, it's ever so important. People suffer when they're alone. I know I have. Like there are times that I've isolated myself, you know, years ago, long before this. So I was like, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do what I have to. I'm going to go home alone. I'm going to go to work, do what I have to, go home alone. And then, yeah, and then realizing the importance of community and the fact that society cannot thrive without such a thing. And it doesn't have to be money driven or work driven. It could be a friendly smile that you see once a day. You know, that's community. And yeah, I hope for the best. But I think my mentality of the world is it's just a different view. It's not a stranger or better view. It's just different. So,
like, well, and I think right now we have to embrace that difference.
Yeah.
It's like well, and this is one of the things that I'm a little bit worried about as far as you go. So, I mean, really, it's like everything about you says you are not meant to like swim along with the mainstream. You are not meant to be part of the norm. It's like you are meant to challenge the world in general and to design your own fucking flag, stick it in the ground and say, this is who the fuck I am. This is my kingdom. It's like, I am king of this hill. Like,
I've actually been working on a flag, like a personal flag. So that's wonderful.
Okay, well, what's your heritage?
Let's see. Mostly English and Irish. And then, let's see, a little bit of Swiss German, a little bit of Scandinavian, and then it trails off. But mostly, like 80% Irish English.
Dude, long distance hug. We're brothers. Like I make the joke that, well, see, my dad's side of the family, they're all Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's side of the family, well, my mom was actually a Swiss immigrant. You know, bless her soul.
Okay.
But yeah, but her family is all Swiss. So half Scottish, half Swiss. The joke that I make is, well, you know, I try to stay neutral in most situations, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm fucking pissed off about it.
Nice. That is wonderful.
But as I dig into like the genealogy and the family history on both sides or whatnot, we're seeing it's like, okay, well, on my dad's side, it all comes from last name is Moir, which originally they were all part of Clan Gordon. Clan Gordon, it's like they were all Norman Vikings to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take a look at like my mom's side of the family and all of this like German, Austrian, and a lot of that winds up kind of going back to old Celtic tribes and whatnot. And back when like it was, well, you had Rome and then everything north of Rome was considered to be Gaul.
Yeah.
And then eventually you had like they formed loose alliances with Celtic tribes in areas like in southern France and whatnot. But then you had like this area over in Germany that they kind of banded together to try to fight off the Romans. And this, you know, thus began like, you know, these German Celtic tribes. And, well, they had some victories against the Romans and a lot of losses against the Romans, and a lot of them wound up going north, and a lot of my early ancestors on my mom's side were the Danish Vikings. So
there we go.
But yeah, Swiss, German. Well, and the funny thing about this is that it was actually my sister that got one of those DNA tests done, and she took a look at like all of the ancestry, and it's all like Northern European, like England, Scotland, Ireland, like the Scandinavian countries, and into Germany and whatnot. And then there's just this little blip over here. That's fucking Mongolia.
You got some Genghis Khan?
Oh, hell yeah. And part of this is because, like my mom's side of the family, being Swiss, when we go into history and we take a look at like, Switzerland being surrounded by the Alps. This has given them a great advantage throughout history. And most of the time they're able to maintain their neutral position because most people, like, most armies or whatnot, they didn't want to fuck with going over the Alps to be able to fuck with the Swiss to begin with.
No, they did not.
But
that would do.
there was one army in history that was so big and so massive and had such a large influence everywhere that they didn't give a fuck about the Alps. They just like went over, like kicked ass and took names and went back home anyway. So on my mom's side of the family somewhere, and it's probably like a great aunt, and there's somebody somewhere in Genghis Khan's army that was like, "Hey, bro, yeah, totally banged your aunt. You're great." So anyhow, I kind of got off on a tangent there for a second, but all right. Yep. So how are you feeling? You still need to take a few more shots to catch up with me?
Oh no, I think I'm caught up.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull another card just for shits and giggles at this point because. Okay, I've switched from mead to bourbon, so I'm starting to get a little bit loopy. So okay,
yeah, well, I had 2 beers and an artichoke before I went to my first drink, so we're fine.
2 beers and an artichoke. I think you need to write a song about that. Okay.
Queen of Cups.
Okay, who's the Queen of Cups? Because this is somebody that's giving you a lot of emotional support right now and helping you like keep your ground and keeping your emotional center. And this is somebody that if you're not able to be like open emotionally with, you're going to fuck it up with them. Hi. Okay, I guess this is more of a question for her.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. So, do you do well at all if he's trying to hide anything emotionally from you?
Do I do well? No,
Yeah,
I get pissed off.
Yeah, don't hide anything emotional from her. This is your
I'm
queen. This is your Queen of Cups. But the only
sucks at it anyway.
I'm so bad at hiding it.
just fucking tell me.
Yep.
We can deal with it and move on.
But she's the Queen of Cups. She's going to be able to tell one way or another because, like, okay, put the camera back on her for a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be weird. Okay, get really close to the camera.
Both of us or just her?
No, just her. Okay.
Hi.
Okay, when's your birthday?
June 1st.
June 1st?
Yeah.
You're a Gemini.
I am. I'm true.
So, okay. Yeah, but you're also an empath.
What does that
like that means that you pick up shit off of other people. You can feel if somebody's lying to you. You can feel people's emotions radiating off of them. And you carry a lot of bullshit with you that's not your own bullshit. It's shit that you've picked up off of other people that you don't know how to deal with.
Okay, yeah.
and because you're a Gemini, you have like this multifaceted, like compartmentalized kind of thing where you're like, okay, well, it's like there's a part of you that just like takes that, like compartmentalizes it and tries to pretend like it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very true.
Okay. But you carry a lot of other people's bullshit with you.
I try not to, but I do. Yeah, that's true.
It's like, and part of that, you can't really avoid it. So I'd say, well, a couple of things that you could do, because once again, this is, like my weird wizardly wisdom.
Please lay it upon me.
So with that, it's you could carry around with you anything made of obsidian, but that just blocks everything out. So
arrowhead I just gave you.
That's true.
So yeah, so with that, you got to be careful with that, because you're like, if you're carrying this around, it's this will shut off everything that you're feeling from everybody else, but any of your innate gifts that you have as an empath, that'll shut those down as well.
Okay. Sounds dangerous.
It is a little bit dangerous. Okay. So, but that is a tool out there.
Okay. But I will keep that tool in my tool belt for when I'm feeling a little too overwhelmed. So okay. Back to R2.
Back to R2, because this is your Queen of Cups, dude. Like, don't try to hide anything from her emotionally.
It doesn't go well.
It does not. Yeah.
It's like, and with that, like her being a Gemini, it's like, there is going to be a little bit of kind of an ego thing on her end that you're going to have to feed into. But,
yes, it is.
Yeah,
but I find most people, there's like, okay, well, there's type A Geminis and type B Geminis. And I happen to live with a type A Gemini. So,
what is that? Define type A and type B for me.
Is she A or B?
She's a type B.
Oh, okay.
So I love my roommate to death. He's like the coolest person in the world. Like, him and I will like be bros like till death. Who knows? Him and I might be bros in the next life to come. but okay. Do you know my roommate Glenn at all? Glenn Tarbett.
Glenn Harbit. I would honestly have to see a picture of him right now, because I am caught up with you and I've met a lot of people.
Okay, well, if you ever meet Glenn, usually when most people meet Glenn, it's he's typically on stilts, screaming something in a Scottish accent and breathing fire. Then
I bet you I've met him before.
So he is. I live with a crazy mad scientist, and this all is his world behind me here, and I just live in it.
Awesome.
So he's type A Gemini. Very extroverted. He knows everybody. He's, any problem that you have, hey, I know a guy.
That's kind of like me. Like that aspect of it. It's like problem solving. I can do that. I've got something for everything. And if that's the problem you have, I know a guy.
So I think your girlfriend's going to be more type B Gemini, which is going to be, well, I won't say that. I don't think that a type B Gemini can ever be entirely introverted, because Geminis in general, they have to have some kind of interaction with other. Well, there's a joke out there that says Geminis, by and large, are invincible. You can shoot them. You can throw them off a cliff. You can run them over. You can try to crush them with a steamroller, and somehow they'll manage to be okay at the end. The only way that you can destroy a Gemini is to lock them in a room with absolutely nothing to do and absolutely nobody to talk to for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Quarantine sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
True.
So
Yeah.
that, you know, type B Geminis are going to be a little bit more subdued. They're going to be more, I guess the term would be an ambivert, because I don't think.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, if anybody's watching this, if you are an entirely introverted Gemini, like, get a hold of me, because you are a freak of nature and I want to read your natal chart. But yeah, I think the vibes that I'm getting off of your girlfriend is more like an ambivert type thing, which is, okay, well, every now and again, it's like I need social interaction, but once I'm done, I'm done. I just need to like retreat and be like, okay, you know, I've had my fill. I'm cool. Like, and I could just chill for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yep.
Like no more than 2.
So, but yeah, that's your Queen of Cups, bro. You gotta be able. You gotta be able. You gotta be able to be like entirely honest and open with her about everything that's going on emotionally. But I guess the question that I would throw back at her is, like, can you be like entirely open and honest with him as far as everything that's going on emotionally with you?
Me? That would take knowing what is going on, and I usually don't, because I'm paying so much attention to other things. So
you got it. You got some work to do there.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Because keep in mind, there's that Virgo aspect of him, which he judges himself more harshly than anybody else will ever do.
So true.
And it's like, and with that, it's he's going to be judging himself if things aren't in order, if things aren't making sense, if things aren't progressing in a logical manner. But with Virgos, there's also that, like, okay, this is the standard that I hold myself to, but I'm not expecting anybody else is going to live up to this. So I'm going to, try to give space to everybody else that isn't on this level. But then there's also that there's also, because like he's like that Virgo Libra cusp, and Libra can be a little bit of a tricky situation there. So with that Libra aspect, it's very much Libras just want to do everything that they can to try to make everybody happy. But, and I'm sorry, bro, I'll just lay this on thick. Libras also have a tendency to be secretly, covertly very narcissistic. So with Libra, it's the sign for Libra is scales for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a balance that has to be kept there. And so with you, dude, it's like if you're not getting your emotional needs met, then as that Libra aspect is likely to engage in very manipulative, almost narcissistic behaviors in order to try to, rather than like directly be able to be like, this is what I need, this is what I'm feeling right now. It's like you're going to start going like the roundabout kind of a manipulative way of being like, well, if I just, if I do this, then maybe the people around me will start responding in this manner and giving me what I need. So,
yeah, that's actually a very nice point that I talked about with my therapist, and it's expectation breeding disappointment, and you can't regard every interaction as a transaction. Because the scales become imbalanced. And yeah.
You got to keep those scales. So, but between the two of you, if this is gonna last, if this is gonna keep going, like
therapy.
Like so she's your Queen of Cups. Like, and I'm gonna ask, like, where do you fit in for her? And what do we got?
Page of Wands.
Okay, so
That means.
well, that means she's in control of this relationship for one. So page of wands. So the page of wands. The element there is fire, and everything to do with the wands has to do with ideas and setting things in motion, and say things of like a more artistic nature and whatnot. All kind of like falls within that realm. So page of wands is somebody who's going to be like experimenting with a lot of things of a very like artistic and intellectual nature. They just are driven by like this innate curiosity, and they want to be whatever is going on around them. It's like if there's something interesting to be found around them, they want to be part of that. They don't like fear of missing out is going to be a big issue there. It's okay if there's it's like if there's some sort of like crazy like random like philosophical driven weed orgy going on and I don't get an invitation, I might be a little bit butthurt about it.
Does he know us?
I think so.
See, but as a Geminis also have that like innate curiosity, and they want to be part of everything. They want to, their Geminis are like a jack of all trades, and really, it's your artistic nature. It's that that level of self-expression that really like, and if you can like hone in and find your purpose and really focus on your magnum opus during this time of quarantine and whatnot, it's like, well, I see her right now and I feel the vibes that she's coming. Dude, she loves you. She loves you. But the thing that can ruin that for her is if you start getting too down in the dumps. If you're not living up to your potential, if you're not living up to your purpose, if you're not, well, let's be honest, she's a Gemini. If you're not keeping things interesting for her, if you're not like maintaining her constant drive for like, curiosity and excitement, you gotta keep her engaged. You keep her excited. You gotta like keep her guessing. Like, what are you gonna do next? Like, what is the next project? What is like?
I need more alcohol.
Like, what kind of crazy shit is he gonna come up with next? That's what keeps her engaged. And the worst thing that you could do with her is to get stuck in a routine. Get down on yourself. Like every day is exactly the same. She's not seeing you progressing. She's not seeing you living up to your potential. And if things get too boring and too repetitive for her, that's when she's going to check out.
The reason why she kind of broke down laughing and then like went to go refill our drinks is because we just had that discussion like 6 days ago. Like I was seriously down in the dumps until I could see my therapist. Like I just couldn't see like what was the trigger that I couldn't see past. I just needed a direction, and like yeah, it got heavy and deep, and she was like, I don't know if I can hang out while you're down in the dumps. Like, I don't know if I want to be here or get caught in the crossfire of your depression or whatever you're figuring out. And then, we took our time to make some communication happen. And so, like, the fact that you're calling out exactly what just happened between us a few days ago, and also she is new to these kind of tarot readings. So,
Wizard!
Yeah, man.
Well, I'd say if there was like a general motto for each one of the signs for Gemini, it would be, hey, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time.
Yep, that fits. That fits.
So,
Like in the
yeah,
best.
but
Yeah.
there is very much like an empathic vein there.
Yeah.
And if you want to keep this, it's like this relationship that you got going. If you want to keep this strong, dude, there can't be any bullshit. There can't be any secrets or anything like that as far as how you're feeling emotionally. But also kind of expect that. Well, both of you are a little bit of kind of relentless people pleasers. So you're both going to be trying to take care of each other while not entirely being comfortable about being open and honest about this is where I'm at, this is where I need, this is what I need. So you both got to be there.
We try, and we really try and keep each other in check about it, but it's usually just a little after the fact of when we should have been totally honest about I'm feeling this way. Hindsight 2020. Welcome to this year.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say, being quarantined or whatnot, you're both gonna go through radical transformations. Which, honestly, her as a Gemini, she's a lot more better equipped to be able to handle it than you are.
Sorry, I made this one I made it strong.
Great, because I'm a little bit fucked up, and you guys need to catch up.
Thanks. Are you trying to slow me down?
No, yeah. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Because I had a hit before we started.
Okay. So what's in the pen?
Oh, it's cannabis. It's called Clementine.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, you'll catch up eventually, but it's legal in California.
Well, an essential business.
Yeah.
That's a dumb thing about being in Utah right now, because and I think it's actually Conan O'Brien that made a joke about this, about how recreational marijuana is legal in both Canada and in Mexico now.
Yep.
And then recreational marijuana is legal in Nevada and in Colorado. But recreational marijuana is not legal in Utah. Utah has weird, we tried to legalize medicinal marijuana, but, the fucking LDS church and whatnot tried, put their hands in.
I followed all of that. Yeah. I mean, because, I lived there for 25 years. I have a lot invested in Utah.
So he said, well, the funny thing about this all is that the United States is Canada and Mexico's Utah.
Boom! Shots fired. Yeah, but is it medicinal there now? Is that the last I'd heard?
Ish. Let's be honest. The rules are too convoluted and fucked up, and trying to be able to get legal is too complicated. So hey, we're all still either jumping the border or finding a local plug.
Oh. What were we talking about?
I don't know, but it made me leave the room.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
I've in the dumps.
Okay. So I think we know what it is that you need to be doing during this downtime. We know where we stand as far as your relationship between you and her, and how to be able to keep that strong during this period. So I guess right now, because I'm okay, we know what it is that she's gonna need in order to be able to stay strong throughout this and stay by your side and whatnot. But question is what is it that she's looking for at this point? So I pulled the card. Let's see what we got.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's see. It's a 4 of staves, maybe. It's like a little canopy with a castle in the background.
Okay. Oh, that's easy enough, dude. Like she's just needing solid commitment right now. It's like there's like the Gemini aspect that like wants like that craves like adventure and excitement and like I have to experience everything and whatnot. But like what she needs from you, it's like because she's getting a little, she's getting that adventure and excitement and whatnot. But like the underlying thing that she really needs in order to make this work is stability and commitment.
Yeah, it's true. You tell no lies. Apparently. Apparently, yeah, that's very true.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, okay. Any other like big questions that are burning on your mind right now at this point?
Do I need to brace for any more major upsets? Or should I flow with any major upsets? Is there a major upset?
Yeah. Well, I'd say bracing for it is like an obvious at this point. I mean,
yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. But let's see what we've got here. And what do we got?
King of Swords.
It's like, oh yeah, dude. It's like, and there's going to be a lot during this period that's going to be weighing on you emotionally and mentally and intellectually. And so, yeah, be prepared because what you're going through right now, this transformative period, this isn't going to be easy. So, but it seems like you've got a pretty good support network there. You got a pretty good support network. You've got a pretty firm sense of purpose and what it is that you need to be doing during this time. You still got some demons that you're fighting.
Indeed.
So, and those rat bastards are going to come creeping up every now and again and trying to, fight them, put them back in their place to be able to keep your focus and be able to do what it is that you need to be doing right now. It's like that's going to be an ongoing battle right now. I'd say the important part here is when you get to that point where you're feeling like those demons are taking over and you're starting to feel like down in that rut, reach out to the people around you, communicate with them, let them know what's going on. It's like if there's anything that they can take off of your shoulders, let them bear that burden for you for a little while. But you've got a purpose that you need to be about right now. And that needs to come first. And the only way that this transformation is going to take effect the way that it needs to take effect is if you're surrounding yourself with people that actually love and support you and can give you that real emotional support that you're going to need. And it's going to have to be a give and take type situation because, I mean, those people that you have like surrounding you right now, you got to be able to like pick things up and do a little bit of emotional heavy lifting for them as well. But
as I have quite a bit before I got so down in the dumps recently, I was carrying more weight than I should have without checking in with myself, just to try and like knowing those that wouldn't reach out, but they needed that weight lifted. So I think more communication in that sharing is important.
Okay, one bit of homework that I'm going to give you.
All right.
And fuck if I can remember who it was that said this, but they said that like we are all the product of the 5 people that we're spending the most time with.
Interesting.
So you really need to take stock of who are the 5 people in your life that you're spending the most time with. How do these people make me feel? Like, are these people that support me, that inspire me, that encourage me? or are these people that are just problematic drama and draw me away from what I know I need to be doing right now?
Hmm.
Now, it's totally cool for you, like, if you're like, okay, well, because, I mean, we all have kind of like our inner circle.
Uh-huh.
And if there's people in, that you would say, okay, well, I considered this person to be in my inner circle, but emotionally, they're just draining me. Like, I'm not getting anything back from them. They're just dramatic. They're problematic. It's totally cool to say, I need some space from this person. And even if I don't have anybody else in my life right now that I'd want to include in that inner circle, it's totally cool to just leave that space until somebody else comes along that you can say, yeah, this is somebody that inspires me, that encourages me, that has traits that I would want to emulate, that I know if I am putting this person in my inner circle, that I know they're going to elevate me to a higher level. So, and I think a lot of what we're dealing with right now, since we're all like quarantined and isolated and whatnot, is learning how to make that space and not just inviting in anybody into our inner circle that is willing to pay us a little bit of attention.
Naha. Yes. Yes.
So I guess at that, I'm going to say, okay, I've drank a lot of weed and a lot of whiskey, so I really got to piss at this point.
I'm about at the same point. So.
Okay, do you have any other pressing questions right now?
High five?
Long distance high five, brother?
Yep. That's
okay,
all.
Well, if you do not have if anything else comes up, I'm not a hard person to get a hold of.
Indeed, I've noticed that.
So I'd say otherwise, anybody else who's like tuning into this, like you like what you're hearing, hit that subscribe button. So we do Drunk Tarot on Thursdays. I try to do my regular just answering random questions on Mondays, and then we have now the Seekers Councils that is happening on Sunday nights. And that's going to be a live stream, so you guys can, the website there is seekerscouncil.com. So if you guys want to get in on that, we've got 4. The joke that I make is kind of like we're like a much less powerful version of the Avengers. So we have the Seekers Council, which is like 4 of us that are like a little less powerful version of the Avengers, but you got shit that's going on, and you're like tune it, like go to seekerscouncil.com, seek us out, and Sunday night we're gonna start doing like a live stream. So
awesome.
Get on that. But hey, you got it. You got anything else that okay, we got like your Instagram and whatnot. Anything else that you want to give a plug to?
Just my Instagram again, at Wasabi Jetpack, all one word. Tattoo artist in San Diego that also travels to Utah once a month when there's no quarantine.
Fuck yeah. It's like, and dude, when all the shit is over and whatnot, I think I need to get something from you tattooed on me at some point. So
hell yeah. I'm in.
All right. Well, peace out, everyone. Mash that subscribe button. All right.
Live long and prosper.
It's like, you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below, or you can get a hold of me at JeffrieMoirWizard at yahoo.com. All right. Peace out.
Bye.